other today.
Where it's located.
Being said out there.
Hopefully the rest of your day has been peaceful.
It has been.
Good.
Still need it.
She's parents.
Yeah, for sure. How you doing, TV?
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Got a real nice card.
No,
The senior swimmer, some of them got a card together. They just wanted to let. Those are just some of the people who come down for the senior swim. They just sent us a thank you card. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so on that.
All right, I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, August 19th meeting of the Danville City Council. Madam Clerk, roll call to establish a quorum, please.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr.,
Present.
Vice Mayor Eve Ledwig,
Present.
Alderman Ed Butler,
Present?
Carolyn Wands,
Present.
James Pichard, Tom Hightower,
Here.
Barry Johnson,
Present.
Mike O'Kane,
Here.
Mike Poor,
Present.
Rick Strebing,
Here.
Sherry Pickering,
Here.
Trisha Teague,
Present.
Jaleel Jones, Doug Arns,
Here.
John Cooper,
here.
12 present.
12 present, and please let the record reflect that Alderman Pichard is with a very close cousin who's at the end right now, so let's remember the Pichard family in our prayers. I know the agenda says the invocation will be led by the Reverend Tyson Parks, but I have asked Pastor Ken McCrae, if he will lead that for us instead, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Alderman Wands. Please rise.
As our heads are bowed and our eyes are closed, eternal God and Father, our everlasting God, we come before your presence, expressing to you we need your help, we need your presence, we need your wisdom, we need your guidance. We pray your grace rest upon the council, the mayor, assistant mayor, and everyone in their respective places on tonight, that you would guide them in every decision that has to be made, that your presence would be here in the name of Jesus. We lift up the family, Father God, that is dealing with a family situation that requires strength, requires the undergirding of prayer. We are praying for this city, God, that your presence would be prominent and permeate every aspect and every area of our city. We lift it up before your presence because we want your blessing upon it. We want your prosperity upon it. We want your favor upon it. We bless you for this and we thank you for it. Guide us tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor McCrae, while you're here, I just want to say thank you. He is, for those of you who don't know, he hosts our holiday, our one of our neighborhood association groups, our Holiday Hills. So we appreciate you doing that. So you have before you the minutes of the August 5th meeting. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion or debate? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. You also have an agenda for this evening. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. Now for my report, I do not have any proclamations or board committee or personnel appointments this evening. Are there any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? Seeing none, I just wanted to, I sent around a little card that I wanted you all to see. We had a group of folks who came from the senior swim quite regularly this summer that just wanted to say thank you for that, how much they appreciated a time of fellowship and a time that they could go out there and have some fun. And for those who might be a little bit scared to try things, some of them told me they'd gone down the slide and everything else, so they really enjoyed themselves, and they just wanted to make sure that they let y'all know. I also wanted to just note to make sure that you all are aware that the petition for the solar panels was pulled. That was removed from the agenda. It was voted down unanimously by the commission, and I think that they saw that as a sign that maybe the neighbors weren't interested. So just note that has been removed from the agenda.
Mayor, on
Yes.
that, would that go, if they chose to bring that back, would that go back to the planning and zoning again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And it, since they pulled it, it would be a 12-month period at a minimum.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Madam Clerk, at this time, do we have any petitions, communications, or audience comments?
We do. When I call your name, please come to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. I've got Sabrina Kelly speaking about the August 5th, 25 meeting.
Good evening, everyone. I also wanted to say, as soon as I come up here, I was able to hear last Tuesday after the meeting, but some of the, I think department heads, they don't speak into the microphone, so not everybody can hear. And I know that's an ongoing issue, and it's just raising awareness. It basically, if you can't hear from these speakers back here, you can't hear on the YouTube. I wanted to say that. I wasn't able to say this last week, as Trisha Teague wasn't here, but I want to commend her for always showing up with facts and evidence to back it up, especially with the houses on Chandler Street, and just always providing evidence whenever she's got something to say. That's the kind of leadership we need here in Danville. That's the kind of leadership we need, period. And quite honestly, she should still be vice mayor. I'm not really sure why that kind of popped up and surprised people, but she should have been. I wanted to say that, Mike Pro, you mentioned something about the homeless population 2 weeks ago. I wanted to say that Empower Counseling just opened up and has provided mental health services on the east side of town. The ground opening for that was, I think July 20th. The mayor was there. So we do have services on the east side of town to start the mental health crisis in this country and in this city. So there are services being rendered. And she does take Medicare, so Medicare and Medicaid. So people, who have those services or need those services that have Medicaid are able to receive those. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Mayor, for my own education, and again, I'm not representing anybody but myself, which of the shared principles you weren't agreeable with for my own education, because maybe I need to look into them some more. And that way so we all know why they're not being implemented, and that way we know why they're not being adopted. Because yet again, we have another video, this time of a woman of color being dragged by the police. Of course, I wasn't there. I don't know I don't know the whole story. It's getting out of hand. I'm just one person, and I can't undo 400 years of systemic racism, but I can't stand aside and say nothing or do nothing. And I'm really tired. I'm really tired of seeing this. It's a mess. And you also said that the state is a mess, Mr. Mayor. We're a part of the state, so we need to fix our issues as well. And that's not me to call anybody out. That's just like, hey, we need to do something. We can't just say that things are a mess and do nothing. Anybody, not just the mayor. You said you've given statistics, Mr. Mayor, last week, 2 weeks ago, excuse me, about the crime rate going down. Be nice to see those because Chief Yates gave statistics a couple meetings ago, actually several months ago, and when asked for to provide evidence of those statistics, he wasn't able to give those. Am I done? 3 minutes?
Thank you, Ms. Kelly.
Yep.
We have Deanne Ryan of Danville regarding homeless.
Hello, I'm here to talk about the homeless situation again. I just wanted to say at the last city council meeting, Karen Schilt talked about the need to respond to the concerns of the many citizens who attended the June 3rd meeting when the ordinance was passed to prohibit camping in the parks. The council went into executive session and at that meeting, the last meeting, and everybody left because we thought that there was not going to be more business. I listened to the audio of the meeting after the executive session, and there was quite a bit of discussion regarding Mrs. Schilt's comments, during which Alderman Purr asked that a work group possibly be formed to look at the issues regarding unhoused citizens, which had been brought up at many meetings before. It was then commented that we don't have experts and that the new human relations coordinator would look into it. I'm just here to remind people that we did have experts come to the June 3rd meeting and speak during public comments. They were Colleen Mahoney, the Assistant Director of the State's Office to Prevent Homelessness, Jim Pachetti of Plainfield, the Central and Southern Illinois Organizer for the Coalition to End Homeless, and Liam Wheeler, the coordinator of the Central Illinois Continuum of Care. Each of these experts talked in public comments about the urgency of developing a plan for housing and services for the unhoused individuals before an ordinance is passed. It was passed. They each talked about their willingness to come back and assist our community with this effort. I'm here to again inform people that we have a local continuum of care. I know Mr. Purr thought that we should have a committee. We have a committee already. It meets at the Cross Point on Hazel Street. There was a meeting that they called and they sent out a whole lot of invitations to the meeting on after the June 3rd meeting. I think it was in July. And I don't think anybody from the city was there. I may be wrong, but I didn't see anybody. A continuum of, I want to inform everybody that there will be another meeting on September 11th and at 9 o'clock at Cross Point at the Y. A continuum of care, I just want to tell you for a minute what they do, what they're supposed to do, and what we hope to get them on track to do, is a regional or local planning body mandated by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development that coordinates housing and services funding for homeless families and individuals. And basically what they do is promote community-wide commitment to the goal of ending homelessness, provide funding efforts by not-for-profit providers and state and local agencies to quickly rehouse homeless individuals and families while minimizing the trauma and dislocation caused to homeless individuals. Promote access to and effective utilization of mainstream programs by homeless individuals and families, and optimize self-sufficiency among individuals and families experiencing homelessness. Hopefully at this next meeting we'll talk about some of these things, and hopefully we will get people to work on individually some of these. I know when I listened to the discussion after the closed session at the last meeting, several of the aldermen said that they would like to be a part of a conversation
Thank you,
that.
Thank you, Mrs. Ryan.
Okay, so I'm inviting you.
Chase Clark speaking about gun violence prevention plan.
Hello, everyone. Is it okay if I pass these out? So what those are just two very shortened, summarized versions of gun violence prevention plans from the city of Baltimore and the city of Champaign. In both, since they have implemented these gun violence prevention plans, they have seen a significant reduction in gun violence incidents and homicides. I also wanted to thank Mayor Williams for sending me that DPD report. I think that it's great that we're seeing a reduction of gun violence homicides, but we're still seeing a persistently high shots fired incidents. If I read it right, it's been from 353 to 306 incidents, which is great, but it's still, a very high number. So some of these best practices I believe that we could implement in Danville would be focused deterrence and group violence interventions. We can identify highest risk individuals and groups and do custom notifications and help in clear consequences. Another thing we could do is community violence interventions, which that would look like street outreaches, conflict mediations, and also increasing hospital-based violence intervention. I believe it was Crosspoint that's already doing a program like that. And then another thing is just increasing funding to youth diversion and re-engagement, projects like Project Success, which is already doing a great job. Thank you, Jamie. But yeah, I think these are all things that we could do to see reductions in gun violence incidents, and I think we're on the right path, but there's more to be done in a budget to be had to implement these plans. Thank you.
Pastor Ken McCrae regarding the community incident.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know how far my words will go, but I would be remiss if I didn't say anything. I greet the mayor, all the city council men and women, to Police Chief Yates. And I want to put my comment in context. So I spent 4 years in the United States Marine Corps. I served as a Special Operations Branch law enforcement officer. And one of the things that has happened in my past is that as a young man in the community, I had an incident where I was in the neighborhood with my friends, several of them, and while we were there, a gentleman came across our path. A car was parked just a little bit beyond the sidewalk, and this gentleman didn't know anybody was there, made a decision to pound on the car. Well, the colleagues that were there, they didn't take that very well, and they jumped on the man. I didn't participate, but I went and I said, "That's enough," and they stopped. After that incident occurred where a gentleman wanted to jump on one of my friends, a mob came together, and I stepped in and I told him, "You're not going to jump on my friend. You know who I am." He said, "Yes, you're Ken," and he started walking backwards. Now, the guy would have balled me up and put me in a garbage can, but for some reason, the grace of God was there. The next incident it happened here in Danville. A mob of young people were watching a fight, and it's evident that the young lady didn't want to fight. I combed through the crowd, and I got the young lady, moved her out, even though they were aggressive toward me. I didn't engage, and I took the young lady, and by that time, the police came. I put that out there because rapport and reputation have power. Not only that, I was at the park with the young people doing the Little League football, and a police officer came on the grounds, and I thought, after coming from Muncie, Indiana, that this is not going to be good. All black people and a white police officer came. But the police officer came onto the grounds. He seen a guy with a football. He said, "Hey, hey," and he ran a route, and the guy threw him a football while he was in his police uniform. Then he took the football and put it through his legs. He took the time to develop relationship and rapport. I was shown what took place a couple of days ago. I didn't comment on it. My wife doesn't even know what I'm doing while I'm here. But I could not go by without bringing some attention to what took place. Close your eyes for a moment and think, if this was your wife, if this was your mama, 7, 8, 9 months pregnant, how would you feel if somebody dragged her across the ground? It's inappropriate. I think we need to get lessons in de-escalation. It would be greatly appreciated if that could be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor McKay.
I have Mr. Cronkite.
No solar or turbine installation will ever pay for itself. At the federal level, the Interior Department released a new secretarial order saying it will no longer issue any permits for wind or solar projects, in effect stopping permits for solar and wind on federal lands. At the state level, all additional funding systems will be dissolved at the end of '26, and all wind and solar projects will be funded at the time, making the glut of wind and solar projects disappear. All the wind and solar projects exist because of their corporate and public financing. Those of you who have been enthusiastically voting for the financial support of our government will be out of luck as the year goes by. Oh, you'll see them continue to operate, but they will all fall into disrepair and no longer be viable operations as their systems die and become unusable hunks of scrap, in many cases leaving you to finish the cleanup. Just drive out through the turbines west of Danville and you'll find the turbine blades being taken down so they can replace the bearings that are cracking, something all turbines must do now because they cannot withstand the frequency being generated that destroy humans as well. The largest wind turbine cleanup west of Danville will be our largest, with over 215 turbines to remove, which currently cost $1 million each to take down and dispose of, which we are responsible for. That's $215 million unfunded dollars. Not to mention the cut up of the blades that will lay waste to the surrounding fields, contaminating our land forever in the form of leftover polymers. At the county and city level, the legal eagle that's been showing up at our meetings, taking our money of the people who's been paying for him, all of these people will eventually go away as the money and time runs out. And speaking of money running out, the Federal Energy Department will rescind $5 billion loan to the Grain Belt Express to connect the wind and solar projects to Kansas to areas of Illinois and Indiana. For over 2 months, the turbines built in Vermilion County have not been producing any electricity due to wind speeds being under 14 miles an hour and the sprayed cloud cover that now hides the planes laying the chemicals, which started earlier this year. President Trump recently said, "Windmills are an economic and environmental disaster. I don't want even one built during my administration. The thousands of dead and broken ones will be ripped down ASAP. Most expensive energy-only work and with massive government subsidies, which we will no longer pay." For those of you who have been pairing yourself and supporting the legal eagle and the laws he supports, your time and his time is also coming.
Thank you, sir.
And that's all I have.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council this evening? Yes, Mrs. Boldman. Please come forward and state your name and.
My name is Gloria Bowden, the feedback off the pastor and the young lady. I saw the video of the young lady being dragged and found out that she was pregnant. It makes me wonder what kind of training is these officers having when they go to academy. Is it just for, I don't want to make this thing like it's a racial thing, but seem like it was a black lady. They could have done something different. She didn't have a weapon. They could have done something different. And I hope the officer get disciplined for this because it was uncalled for.
Thank you, Mrs. Boldman. All right. There are no zoning petitions this evening. However, you do have before you the payrolls of August 8th and August 15th. Is there a motion to approve those?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Tour,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. You also have before you the vouchers payable of August 12th and 19th, as well as special runs of August 14th and 18th. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate?
One question.
Yes, sir.
We're paying for a hearing officer, Shannon McMasters. That's on page 1, I believe, toward the middle. Why are we doing that?
So the hearing officers are those who preside over all of our court cases, our municipal court cases down here. So whenever people have any issues with fines, citations, code enforcement, anything like that, that's her, and we have two others that rotate through as well.
We don't do that in-house.
We cannot preside over the trial because it would be a conflict of interest. We would then be representing ourselves and arguing for ourselves.
Okay.
So, anything else, Alderman Cooper?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. This time we'll receive our Public Services Committee report. Chairman Streebing.
All right, thank you. 11 and 11A. We will meet here next Tuesday at 6 p.m., August 26th, in these chambers. Does anyone from Public Services have any information? That concludes our report.
Thank you, Chairman. This time we'll receive our Public Works Committee report. Chairman Poor.
Thank you, Mayor. There's no objection, like take 12A and 12B together. They both deal with alley vacations for Heartland properties. 12A is an ordinance vacating the alley or part thereof pursuant to Chapter 30 of the City Code near 1335 West William Street for petitioner Heartland properties. B is an ordinance vacating the alley or part thereof pursuant to Chapter 30 of the City Code near West Williams and Palmer Streets for petitioner Heartland properties. Take them both together, move to dispense reading, ask for your approval. Need a second.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. 12C is a resolution approving the purchase of a tandem dump truck. Move to dispense reading, ask for your approval. Need a second.
Second.
Any questions on that? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes. 12D is a resolution awarding RFP to number 780 for the construction of the Friendly Town Classroom. Move to dispense reading, ask for your approval. Need a second.
Second.
Anything on that, Chief? I think it's a beautiful looking building.
We met with the person that we're voting on to reward this. We're hoping for that demolition will start within the next week or so, and then construction, if approved, would start, I believe, as early as the first week of September. But everything's going as planned once we get past this step. And we're really looking forward to it.
And I believe there was renderings in your packet with the looks of that building. Really nice. Really a compliment Friendly Town. Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Streebing,
Yes.
Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. 12E is a resolution award or amending the fiscal year 25-26 budget to reflect the increased IHDA HAFR grant amount. Move to dispense reading, ask for your approval. Need a second.
Second.
Okay, Logan, anything? Nope. Alderman G.
My one question is, the professional services line item, is that only for the contractors providing work, or are there multiple things in professional services?
There's a couple. We're trying to separate them out. For example, radon mitigation and termites, which are a part of each housing project. Those initially were being charged out of professional services line code, but we're trying to strategically make it more clear so we can see how much each line code cost. But typically, just the home expenses are coming out of that line code.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. 12F is a resolution approving a redevelopment agreement with Long John Silver's LLC and its subsidiary LJS OPCP 2 LLC. Move to suspend three, and that's for approval. Need a second.
Second.
Okay. No questions on what all those acronyms meant?
I believe Corporation Counsel Parker has one item to address.
Okay.
There's just a couple minor punctuation issues that will be addressed, but paragraph 5.2 is just a scrivener's error. It should just be deleted because it's addressed in 4.5. It's just a duplicate, and in drafting this, just failed to take that out when we moved it. So just 5.2 will be deleted.
Okay. Do we need to change that now, or just vote on it with that 5.2 being deleted?
That's correct.
Okay. Questions? Alrighty, roll call, please.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Teague,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Arns,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Butler,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Hightower,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
Streebing,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. Everything, guys? Okay. That concludes our report, Mayor.
Thank you, Chairman Poor. You'll be glad to know we do not have a need of closed session this evening. Any items of information for the good of the cause? Yes, Alderman T.
Since this is my first meeting back since the Public Services Committee meeting, I wanted to publicly acknowledge and thank Director Rui for his positive response to the comments that I brought up at the meeting and the pictures that I brought up at the meeting about the houses in the Chandler and Harmon area. We had a very lengthy, this is not news to you, but we had a very lengthy conversation in the parking lot, which is not unusual anytime we start talking after a meeting, because we're usually the last two people here, which was also the case that night. But in that conversation, Director Rui said, you know, I see this as opportunities to improve, and I always take constructive feedback in that manner, and that has always been the case. And so I just wanted to publicly acknowledge you for that, because that type of leadership, that positive response, is a thing that makes Public Works what it is. And like I said that night, it was not to imply that Public Works isn't doing its job, because I know that's not the case. And so I don't want to just publicly acknowledge you, because obviously you're the leader, but all of the workers in Public Works who responded quickly and dealing with not just those situations, but other situations that I've brought up over time. And that's always been the case with Public Works. Even back when Carpenter was director, it was always the same type of response. And a lot of times there are things that are brought up that are one-offs that I call Public Works often. You're probably the department that I speak with the most, either through phone calls or through emails or through text, because we also do text each other about situations. And so I feel like when there is public conversation that can be misconstrued or taken as an affront, I want to make sure that everybody knows that, one, it was never an affront to Public Works, and number two, that as always, which is par for the course for you, Director Rui, that you always step up to the plate and respond positively and immediately. And you've done that with everything. And we've talked about a number of things since then. Even though I wasn't in town, we were still conversing because people were still contacting me about things. And every one-off situation, which doesn't come up publicly because those are one-offs, every time I contact you, you're always Johnny on the spot. So I appreciate that. And I just wanted to say that publicly.
Thank you very much, Alderman. Anything else for the good of the cause? Having satisfied the agenda, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you, Alderman.